And we are live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the big show. I am Big Will, although I look smaller because of the camera angle. I'm still big, don't worry. And as always with me is Jeffrey KomiKHAN Henson. What's up, Jeff?
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today, man? Good to see you all.
And we had one guest scheduled, but turns out they couldn't make it. But we had one guest scheduled as a backup this week and as our main guest next week. But he's just going to be the main guest this week. Hialeah Comic Bro, what's going on, man?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Big Will, Jeff, thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure being on with you guys.
Oh, no problem.
We thank you for coming on.
Happy to have you.
Thank you.
So we were discussing off air how we're going to start this thing, and someone recently went to a convention. What's the name of the convention, and what all went on, man?
Man, I went. It's Florida SuperCon. It was down here in Miami, and it was just awesome. I went on Friday with my family, my wife, my daughter, and no, actually, it was my wife, my son, and his friend. And my daughter sold us out. She was supposed to be there, but anyway, yeah, it was pretty bad, but I got over it pretty quick. But the first day mainly got Prince, and the second day, which was Sunday, the fourth day was Sunday. Steve Whiting and Jeff drove down to my house down here in Miami, and then Chad and Javi came over, and we hit the con, and bro, it was great, bro. It was epic. It was just so much fun. Great bunch of guys, man. God bless, man.
And it looks like a few of them are in the chat.
Sure.
What was that?
Yeah. We got my buddy Rod the Rican. Good to see you, Rod. Thanks for joining us. Comics for All People #1. Hello to you as well. Stay Pup. What's up, buddy? Hope you're having a great weekend. Ed D, my boy Ed, what's up? Hope you're having a great Sunday. Thank you all for joining us.
Yep, it's a small crowd, but it's the good crowd.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. So what you mentioned slabs. What were they? Because if I ask you to show prints, it's going to be hard, and you'll be
Yeah. I put all the prints up. Pretty much this week, all I was doing was getting frames and sizing them up and putting them up. My wife helped me with that, seeing where everything should go, and so I'm done with that. I did pick up 2 slabs this week, which was I don't know if anybody's reading this. I'm sure they are. Die #1.
Oh yeah.
This is such a good story. You reading this, Jeff? This is awesome.
It is.
I'm not into the role playing and what is it, Dungeons and Dragons and all that, dude. But I just love this story, man. And it's supposed to be coming back soon, so I can't wait for that. And that's a spec for me. And the other one I got was Spider-Man 430. It's the first Cosmic Carnage.
Oh wow. Ha.
Yeah, this is pretty badass. Another spec book, I think, with all the stuff going on with Silver Surfer. I jumped on the bandwagon. I know Chad's been talking it up, but you know what? I agree with the guy. Love the guy, man, and I think he's spot on. I think it's going to be a great spec.
Yeah.
That
Carnage.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was going to say that Carnage is getting a lot of talk, especially with Donny Cates and everything writing it. So I think it's going to be something worth checking out.
For sure, man. I think anything Carnage is about to blow up, and especially once this is over and that movie gets hopefully made, it's going to be crazy, because a lot of people, I think it's going to blow up, man. Seeing Carnage and Venom on the screen, are you kidding me? Oh, my God.
Yeah, hopefully with the Spider-Man too.
Yeah, exactly. Spider-Man 2. We'll see if they work that out.
I probably should have held on to my Lethal Protector 9.8, but I decided to go ahead and let it go. But pretty much anything Venom Carnage related probably going up.
I think so. It's a big spec. Especially, I can't wait to see what Donny Cates does with them, man, because he always throws a monkey wrench and he changes things up, and he'll get the excitement.
Well, anything he touches right now is, spec, I guess, really. So
anything he says.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Will,
I haven't read any Donny Cates.
are you serious?
I don't like Venom. He's not my guy. Yeah.
You didn't read God Country?
Nope.
Oh, dude, you're killing me. Are you serious? You didn't read Thanos?
No,
I
don't
didn't,
care
I
about
didn't read that. I didn't read Thanos either. Actually, I've read from Donny Cates. I think I've read the Venom. Did he do that Cosmic Ghost Rider series?
Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah, I think he.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it. The mini series. Yeah,
I
he
read.
did.
Yeah, I read those 2 series by him, and they're good. So.
Oh, I highly suggest God Country, man. That is great.
No, I was actually going to pick the trade of that up
Read
a
it.
few weeks ago, and I had it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait till I come back next time, and then I actually went back next time to get it, and it was gone. So it's something I'm still looking for, but yeah, I've heard good things about it.
Get the trade, man. It is such a good story. It's a quick read, and it is just so good, man. Wow, you guys gotta read that. And Thanos, man, wow, Thanos,
Yeah.
Cosmic, man. How could you guys not read that? Did you see the cover of 15?
Which
I
one is
don't
that?
read that. What's the cover 15?
Yeah.
Cover 15. Okay, the reason I'm bringing up cover 15 is because it's Thanos and like he's in his chair or throne, whatever, and he's got the Incredible Hulk like on a chain leash, like a dog.
Right, I know which one that is.
That is so.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
that is so awesome, dude. Just that cover alone grabs you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing is now that series is expensive to pick up, so like it's not on my radar right now because of that.
Read it in a trade. Read it in a. I know they got the trade for it, and it's a great read. It's a great read, man. It's not
Jeff, I think we gave him a mini stroke there.
I know, right?
I don't read it. I'm sure I don't read everything, and I'm behind actually in a lot of stuff. But those 2 are just, man, instant modern classics, man. Just really good stories.
Well,
really good stories.
What I'm currently reading, if you want to know, I don't get to read much, is Immortal Hulk, but I have to wait for the trade, so I haven't picked up the last trade yet. And I've been reading Power Girl and the World's Finest Huntress Power Girl from the New 52. I'm going to wind up probably reading that entire run.
Cool. I read the Hulk. I don't read the other one, but the Hulk is great. I think that's right up there with those 2 that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I love that one.
I know you love that one.
Yes.
It's great, man. It's great. I think that's the only book I think I've read in the last week, man. I'm like so lazy. I'm just behind.
Oh, dude, I'm right there with you. Don't even feel bad.
Yeah.
But you know what, Will? You know what I wanted to say? You're right, man. You know what I miss of your new layout? I miss the fan, dude. Every time I see you on, it's like, dude, that fan's gonna get him, bro. The fan's gonna get him, dude. He's a big guy. You can see it.
Okay.
The top's coming off. The top's gonna come off in time.
Let's see. Here we go. Hold on. I'll fix that for you right now. Hold on. There we go.
There you go. The top's gonna come off, bro.
What else are you reading right now, Raul? You got any other? Yeah, you got any other new for New Comic Book Day? Like, what else are you picking up that you like?
I read. Okay, let me see. What is it that I read? I'm reading the new Cosmic Ghost Rider. I read Road of Bones. I love Gideon Falls. I read a lot of the indie stuff. Die, and now I got a blank. But I usually pick up a lot of the indies, stuff that looks like it's going to interest me. And then I read it for a few. And if I like it, I keep it up. If not, I drop it. It's all right. But I usually try to get the first arc. And I read Saga. I read, which they're on a hiatus right now, but I think it's great. My favorite book is East of West. That's the book. I read a lot of Image. And East of West is my... hands down, dude. I read it in trade. So it kind of hurts me because it's like, man, I got to wait for the trades. But man, I get a trade and it's like, I just devour it. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
What's one of the best things either one of you have read? whether it be a single issue or a trade, what do you just always think of when you are asked to talk about great reads?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Mine is do I have it right here?
He has it at the ready.
I don't actually. I thought I did, but it's on my shelf over there. It's a newer one. It's an Old Man Logan trade, talking about it like with the future, and him and Old Man Hawkeye team up to go fight Incredible Hulk and all that. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. It's it's a super crazy story, and it's probably one of the I got it, sat down, read it from cover to cover. It just was really good, I thought.
Are you talking about the trade that's just the issues in the second series of Wolverine, where it was the Old Man Logan? You're not talking about the current run, are you?
No, I don't think so. I don't know which one.
All right. What
Jeff,
about you, Hialeah?
Well, Jeff, you know how I was just looking at you guys cross-eyed because you haven't read Ghost, God Country and Thanos and all that. Chad looks at me cross-eyed because he loves that Old Man Logan, dude, and I haven't read it. And he's like, we were at a shop once, and it was like him and we were at Phil's comic shop, and Take the Time Collectibles.
Yeah,
he helps run that shop. Brian, he's a great guy, man. Damn, good people. And they were both jumping on me like I was jumping on you guys, dude. Old Man Logan. You haven't read Old Man Logan? So I know how it feels, but you know what? God Country, dude. I suggest that to anybody.
Well, hey, when it comes to Old Man Logan, the issue 60 whatever to whatever in the original second series run of Wolverine, that is awesome. The whole ongoing thing that they had, I despise that. I wish it would die.
Wow.
That is hashtag not my Logan.
Wow.
I don't like it.
Maybe that's what we should talk. What wouldn't we want to read? What do we actually hate?
Well, first off, I haven't
bad.
I haven't said what I like to read, though.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. I'll tell you, this is going to be weird, but the book I always come to when I try and think or explain to someone a good read is Hero Bear and the Kid by Mike Crunkle, I think is his name. It's all black and white with just some red on the teddy bear's superhero cape. And it's a great story, man. If you've never read it,
what was that again?
In trade, it's awesome.
What's it called again?
Hero Bear and the Kid.
Bear. I never heard of it. I gotta get that.
It is awesome. It's got some twist it's like a children's book, but you'll get stuff out of it too. And there's some twists in there that you're not expecting, and you're like, whoa, this is good.
That sounds awesome, man. When did that come out?
I think like 2002, 2005, somewhere in there.
That was my non-comic book period.
Well, I think that's when it came out in trade. I think it's actually a 1990-something comic. I'm not sure.
I'm going to look it up. I'll get that.
Every time I get a copy, I wind up giving it away to somebody, so I don't have one with me.
That's what I do with God Country, man. We were at a con, and Steve Whiting had never read it. And me and Chad, Donnie Cates was there, and we got him to sign it, and we gave it to Steve Whiting so he could read it, man. Because it's so good. It is so good. I highly recommend it. I know there's people that don't like it because that's what I love about this. Everybody has their own clique, man. Everybody has their own little niche, everything. You don't have to like everything, you just love comics.
Yeah.
There's
so you were talking about stuff we hate. What's something you really hate?
Oh, man, you know what's something recent that came out and everybody seems to really like it, and I just can't. I don't like Little Bird. I don't know if you guys have read that, but
I heard John and Alec talking about Little Bird. So when I happened to see it for cover price, when I went in the shop the next few days afterward, I picked up a #1, put it in my box, never touched it, never read it. It got sold at my auction that I had. It didn't look good. It looked weird on the cover. I mean, it was good art, but it just looked weird, and I just never really wanted to crack it open.
I read the first one and it was okay. It reminded me of this other book that came out. What was it? Extremity. It reminded me of Extremity. And I got the second one, dude, and I got like 2 pages in, and I was like, dude, what is this? I cannot dig this at all. And that was it. I gave it up right then and there. It was like, that's all right. Couldn't handle it.
I can't see the chat too good at the angle. I got to fix the angle that I'm.
Yeah.
What are they saying about their favorites or their most hated books?
It's hard for me to see it.
We got Unruly Simeon. He says that East of West is deep. Stay Puff said East of West is amazing. Unruly Simeon says Planetary is one I'll never be tired of. Stay Puff says I like anything from Brubaker and Phillips. Only thing I've read by Brubaker is his Daredevil run. It was solid. Unruly Simeon says. Mr. Gretzky, what's up, Mr. Gretzky? He says Normal Man is a great series. And Mr. Gretzky also says Archie 1941 was a good miniseries. We all know he loves his Archie comics.
Nice. What do you hate?
What?
I said, what do you hate?
Okay, you know, I really tried when they came out with that Sandman series a couple months back. I tried to get into it, and it just really turned me off. I did not enjoy it at all. Maybe it's just too complex for a mind like mine. I don't know, but I didn't enjoy it at all. And then another one that was up there with that was Crowded from Image came out, and you know, but that's just like the newer stuff, because there's a lot of older stuff out there that I haven't read, so it's not like I'm just picking on newer books. I tend, when it comes to older books, I tend to buy ones that I already know that I like, so I don't have a whole lot of older stuff that I don't enjoy. But as far as the newer stuff that I've been checking out, that Sandman, the new Sandman series, just I really didn't enjoy it. And then Crowded, it wasn't that Crowded I thought was bad. I just thought that the plot of every issue was exactly the same, and it just really kind of got tired of it.
I caught AML there says he hates Marvel. Just
what?
Now, I tell you, that's a rare bird to find somebody that hates Marvel these days. Just about everybody's more Marvel than DC. I mean, especially a lot of the bigger channels, like Reggie's just recently cracked the crate of DC books and started getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Marvel's on top, man.
Well, I really like them both, but I like specific things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I tell you one thing that I hate character-wise, that I've always hated. I like the character Green Lantern, but I've always hated how they write him, because he doesn't use his powers the way that he should. He has the most powerful weapon in the universe, according to DC Comics, out of everyone, and yet just about everybody can eventually break through one of his things. He wants to hold somebody. He does like a little wrist thing instead of encasing them in a bubble, which is much more efficient. It's like they don't ever think through the fight scenes or anything. And I hate that about Green Lantern comics. But I like the character. I like the idea. I mean, Jeff Johns was the closest to getting it right, but even still, I think they make a lot of mistakes like that. And it just always burns me up when I'm reading one. It's stupid, I know, but that's one thing I always hate.
That's not stupid, man. Everybody has their opinion. You know what? You want me to freak out everybody? I'm going to freak out everybody, because I was just thinking something I hate, and it's something I think pretty much almost everybody loves. I can't stand Watchmen, man.
I've never read any Watchmen.
I started reading it. My brother preached it to me back in the day. I started reading it, and it was like, I cannot get into this at all. And that's like universal. Everybody loves Watchmen and all this. I cannot stand it.
I think most people like Watchmen so much, not because of the story, but because of what the story did to the industry.
Okay. I couldn't get into it, man. I don't even know what it did for the industry. So, but,
Yeah.
but I can't stand it, dude. I just can't. I don't. And Marvel, DC, and all that. I read nothing DC, and I'm not apologizing. I've read back in the day when I was probably in my teens, but I haven't read DC in I think since Batman. What was it, year one or something? And that was in the 80s, I believe. So.
I
Yeah.
do a few DC titles, like I do Detective Comics, Wonder Woman, and Justice League Dark. That might be it. I feel like I'm missing one, but maybe not. But those three at least, and I enjoy all three of those. But I had more on there that I cut off because I wasn't enjoying them. But
my problem is when it comes to Marvel, my favorite character is Wolverine, and he just so happens to be an extremely popular character. And they want to use him. You know, if there's an X-Men movie, they try and figure out how to put a claw mark at the least in there, if not have a cameo with Wolverine. Same thing with all the cartoons that they do. So I'm good there. But when I go to DC, my favorite characters are Power Girl and Plastic Man. They don't use them that much.
I don't think so. And you're like on both ends of the spectrum. You got two that they barely use, and one that, in my opinion, they overuse. Because Wolverine's like, I think it's overkill, and I like him.
I don't think he's overused, but the reason why I don't think that is because I don't like him in teen books.
Okay.
I like him solo, so I don't read him in the teen books. But if I did, I would probably agree with you. They overuse him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, I guess I told my two favorite for DC. My other favorite for Marvel is Deadpool, and he is overused, but he's kind of made to be. So it's all right.
You know what though? Like you can say that he's overused, but that didn't start happening really until like his movie, that first Deadpool movie. Because before that, like Deadpool, like I'm not saying he was a B character or anything like that, but you'd go places and Deadpool stuff wasn't everywhere. Like now you go places and Deadpool stuff is everywhere. Everybody you talk to knows Deadpool. Most people you talk to, like, oh yeah, I like Deadpool. I like Deadpool. I like so and so. But like up until the movies, like he wasn't like that guy like he is now. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like if you've liked Deadpool for so long, you're really kind of not in the norm. You're just ahead of the curve, I would say. You know, like.
I liked him ever since I started liking Wolverine. They were kind of a package deal for me. So I was one of them old school guys that when the movie came out, I was like, finally.
Right? Yeah. They're pretty awesome too. I like those movies.
I think the movies were great, and I'm not a Deadpool fan, and those movies just rock, man.
I know, I'm with you 100%.
They rock.
They made me like Deadpool because before that, he was just a guy. Like, you know, yeah, Deadpool. I know who he is, but like. And then the movies came out, and you're like, oh, you know what? Deadpool's pretty cool.
I didn't like him because of Liefeld, man. I can't stand Liefeld, but.
Oh, really?
I'll put it this way. I've never read a Deadpool.
Comics for All People says he loves Gambit. I'm a big Gambit fan too. He's definitely in my top 5 favorites.
Gambit is pretty cool. I don't think they've ever really used him right.
No, absolutely not.
This is the epic collection of Wolverine Volume 13. Get a load of what they decided to put as the cover art. Liefeld Wolverine.
Of course.
Look at that arm, man.
Yeah.
Dude. Bro, that's 2 books I've never owned, man. 87, what is it? 87 and what's Deadpool 98?
Yeah.
I've never owned those books, and I never want to, man. It's just
I gotta go get something to drink. I'm getting a
little. Go for it.
You got it.
I've just never been into those books. I stopped collecting in the 90s because of Liefeld.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Well, that and other reasons. You know, I started a family and all that, but
yeah, for sure. Like I stopped collecting for a while too, but
yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like for any other reason than I just was a kid and had other hobbies and things going on. And then when I got back into it, you know, it's like I got a lot to go back and learn about and cover. Yeah, exactly. Catch up on. But Cable was always one of my favorites. I mean, it didn't have anything to do with Rob Liefeld. You know, I just kind of liked that character. But yeah, no, you get into it and you see Liefeld. his characters, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say he's a crappy artist, because he's like, I'm not an artist. I'm horrible. You got to have some skill to get where you're at. But if you look at his characters, I feel like you can see the same character in just about everything he draws. You know, he just will throw a little bit, like with Wolverine, he'll throw the hair on and the sideburns on the same guy that he drew for Captain America. You know, like that would be my biggest critique about Rob Liefeld's art.
All his faces are and look the same.
My critique is everybody started copying his style. Like, it was like one big image and then little images and no background, and everybody was copying that back then. And that's what turned me off, because it was just like he was so hot. People don't remember how hot that guy was. And everybody started drawing in the same, and it wasn't my style. So I got out of comics for 20 years, man. I didn't get back until about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
See, when Liefeld started to get hot back in the day, like, I was a kid, you know, like, I didn't know anything about who drew the comic books or anything like that. You know, I'd get this book because it had the Incredible Hulk on it. Is how I bought my comic books when I was a kid, you know. So it was never anything about that. And now, like, getting back into it, when I did, I've gotten back, and you learn about, like, the comic book crashes of the 90s due to oversaturation, like around the time of the death of Superman and things came out. And you know, you learn a little bit of the history about it. And Rob Liefeld definitely, who said it? Comics for all people. Like, he's definitely part of the comic book history. You know, whether you like him or not.
No, I'm not taking anything away from. Well,
no, I'm not saying you were. I was just. I saw that comment by Comic for All People.
But I am taking. You know, I guess I am. I'm hating. I don't even want to talk about him, to tell you the truth. But
well, we got to talk about him just a little bit longer, because you two mentioned it, so I got to show it.
Oh yeah. There you go.
This is one of my recent pickups. I finally got one.
That's awesome, dude. It's an awesome book. I'm not gonna, but it's just I won't.
Yeah, well, the difference between me and you is this is my second favorite character, so I've got to get.
That's different. That's different. Yeah, that's different. Like my brother. One day, I went over to his house, bro. And he pulls out a 9/8 of that, and it was like, oh my god. I wasn't into slabbing or anything. I wasn't even into comics at the time, but when he pulled it out, I was like, I knew the significance. You know, and I was happy for him. Damn, a 9/8, that's crazy. But that's about it. I was happy for him. I'm happy for you too, but it just ain't my thing.
So with this topic, it reminds me of something. And if you like seen any of my videos, you might have heard me talking about. I am not like a fan of Scotty Young. And I'm not saying he's a bad artist. Just like if I buy a comic book, especially like Incredible Hulk, I want to see the Incredible Hulk looking nasty and mean on the cover of it. I don't want to see him smiling, looking like a pickle. And same goes said for some of the other comics. It's just I'm not into that cartoony feel. But I was scrolling around on the internet the other day, and I saw this comic book, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, man, that's a bad cover. I like that cover. Come to find out, it's a Scotty Young cover. So I actually picked it up, and it's this Mega Man issue #1, the first Mega Man comic book.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Dude, right?
That doesn't look like Scotty Young, dude. That's beautiful.
No, exactly. And this was my favorite game, playing on the old school Nintendo back as a kid. And if you know anything about it, the cover art for it was horrendous. It didn't look good. It didn't look like anything like the game. And I'm looking at this, and man, this should have been the cover art for the game back in the day. But yeah. Dude, so like it just varies. I feel like that is part of this topic too, because like you look at some Rob Liefeld cover. I mean, I do. I look at some, and I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty cool cover. And then you look at some, and you're like, oh, that's definitely a Liefeld cover and things like that. But as much crap sometimes as you talk about, I talk about like guys like Scotty Young, and I'm not like I'm not taking anything away from their talent, just what they do doesn't appeal to me, and then you see something like this by somebody that you just like totally like not in favor of, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So
you gotta give him his credit when he has it, because I'm not a Scotty Young fan either. I do like certain ones that he comes out with. I like that one that you just showed. That's beautiful stuff.
Right? Like I was like, oh man,
that's beautiful stuff. And you know what? He's actually writing Middle West. I don't know if you're reading that.
No, we were talking about that. You told me to check it out.
And he's the writer, and this guy called Corona's actually drawing it, and it's kind of like almost like Scotty Young style, but not quite. And dude, he's actually a very good writer in that book, you know. And yeah, you got to give props when you can't be that blind and that not to give props when it's due, though.
Right.
I just haven't found that the right time to give up. You know what, Scott Liefeld, he created a badass character in Deadpool. Cable's pretty badass, and okay, that's it.
As long as you don't try to explain it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to explain it.
You know, I feel like a lot of the heat that Liefeld gets is also from how he conducts himself outside of, like, at comic book shows, you know, like he charges a lot for signatures, you know, and things like that. I don't know. I've never had any issues, but I hear people say that he can, you know, sometimes be stuck up or certain things like that, you know, and maybe that has a little bit to do with it too. I don't know. I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth or make things up, but I've heard, you know, some stories that he's not always the most pleasant person to deal with. So maybe that has a little bit to do with it.
I've heard about that too. I just want to comment real quick. Comics for all people. He just put, let me see. So if you don't want your life, I'll take it. You know what?
Yeah.
That's exactly my opinion. When someone doesn't like what I like, dude, that's more for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about this community, about this hobby. There's something for everybody, and not everybody's gonna like the same thing. And when they don't like what I like, hey, dude, there's more for me. There's more for me. So I'm good with that. That's a perfect comment. I totally agree. There's more for me when someone else doesn't like what I like, and that's cool.
Agreed.
Did either of you guys read Wolverine during the first Civil War in the 2005, 6?
No, I wasn't into comics. I was out.
Well, I was in, and they started drawing. I don't know if you can see this. This is Humberto Ramos.
Okay.
I have nothing against him, but I hate. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
I hate it when they draw Wolverine like that. And this is the same guy that did that famous panel that all Wolverine fans hate, where he's blown up from I forgot what, Nitro, and then he's brought down with fire to his bones, and then from his bones he grows everything back in like a night, and then goes naked through the woods to get Nitro. It makes no sense. The art is atrocious. I hate it. Now, I've seen Humberto Ramos, stuff since then, and it looks good. But when he
a lot of people like his Spider-Man work.
Did you like Sam Keith when he did Wolverine?
I don't like it. He was on Wolverine.
Dude, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. The covers,
I'm okay with. They're made for, for the artist to express himself.
Right.
But when it comes to the interior, I mean, if it's the Max, his own thing, fine. But with Wolverine, I want to at least know what the heck's going on in the panel. Yeah, I hated that.
You see, I liked it. You see what I'm saying?
That's some crazy work.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought they were beautiful covers, man. I just like that.
Wolverine looks like a beast.
Yeah, dude. I know you're thinking about the same one I'm thinking about. The one that he's just in the front, and it's just like,
yeah. Oh. I googled it, so I'm looking at it right now. That's the exact one I'm looking at.
That is so awesome, bro. I think the claws coming up.
Did either of you guys pick up? I think it was in the '90s, the Wolverine Hulk, and I think at least the covers were Sam Keith, but I think he did the interiors too. A miniseries.
I don't think I have that one. I have a Marvel Presents Wolverine versus Hulk. I don't think that's the same one you're talking about.
If it's not Sam Keith, the covers will remind you of the style. It's Hulk and Wolverine or Wolverine Hulk. It's like a 3-issue miniseries.
No.
I could be wrong.
I didn't get that. Man, I just love this, man. There's something for everybody. There just is. Have you guys ever read East of West?
No.
Dude, if that doesn't get you within like the first couple of if you don't like it at the end of the first trade, the first 5 issues, then it's not for you. But if you do, man, you're in. That book is just amazing.
Then I hear a lot of good things about Saga. I've never touched Saga.
You would love that. You would love that too.
I haven't either. How many issues is Saga in right now?
50. I believe it's 50, and they should be coming back. I think like in October or November. They took a 1-year hiatus, and it ended on a huge cliffhanger. And oh, you guys should read that too, man. That's people talk about it for a reason. That is excellent, and you'll get caught from the beginning because it starts off like you're like, what is this, a comic I'm reading? Because if anybody knows the way it starts off, you're like, what the? There's a lot of shocking moments in that book. I just gotta say.
All right. Well, Jeff, me and you have to check that out sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Get the trade, man. That's the way to go. Start reading. I read it in trade too. That's how I read that one in trade also. That's how I got it.
I think some of the older ones are starting to get up in price, aren't they?
The first, yeah.
I'm open to reading anything for a trade except something like Walking Dead. I just have a hard time with black and white. Nothing against Walking Dead. It's obviously must be great because they made a TV show about it. But if it's all black and white, I'm probably not going to get into it. I say that, but after telling you about Hero Bear and the kid being black and white, but it's not the same kind of black and white, and there's a little dash of color every now and then.
Gotcha.
And from what I've seen in Walking Dead, it's pretty much straight black and white.
Have you ever read the first Walking Dead?
No,
I have not read any
trades, in the shop, and I'm like, okay, it's all black and white, and I put it back.
Image trades with their first trade, it's usually like $9.99, $10. Then they go up and I think they're $15 after, but they get you with that first one. It's only $10. Yeah. Walking Dead 1, the first issue of Walking Dead, that I gotta say is a perfect comic book.
Really?
And if it had color.
Excuse me?
If it had color.
No, read that's a perfect comic book. That number 1, it just immerses you into, you feel the fear, you feel the shock. That number 1 is, to me, a perfect issue. It just is. It's a perfect issue, and the art was different in that one because it was, I believe, it was Tony Moore, and he did the first 6 issues, I believe. And his art was just the expressions, everything, just really good stuff. If you ever read, get the first trade of Walking Dead or read.
That's a book I'd like to find in a 50-cent bin right there.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Who wouldn't want to do that?
Gosh, but how much is going for? A couple $1,000s?
I think.
I guess
I think it's actually.
Has it?
Well, it might have gone up now since it ended. It probably shot back up, but I think it's over 1,000.
Yeah, I see a 9.8 slab is almost $3,000.
Yeah,
so I don't know about raw.
It was going down, and I bet you with the comic ending and all that, it shot back up a bit, but it was coming down for a minute. But I think it was around 2,000.
Saga number 1's up there too, isn't it?
That's actually come down too. That was in about 500 for a 9.8, and that's come down to about 4. You could find the 9.8 for 400. So now's actually a really good time before it comes back to pick up a Saga number 1. But I think you can get a raw for 200 in that area.
So right now, the fair market value for Walking Dead number 1 is sitting at around $2,200.
Mm-hmm. And that used to be 3,000. That book came down.
Yeah, and let's see.
Look up a Saga. I believe it.
That's what I'm doing now.
On Go Collect, I don't know what it is, but I know on eBay they go for about 400 right now.
There's a lot of Saga.
Here's one that's estimated 7.0 raw for 210.
That's high. That's too much. For a Saga, that's too much.
Third printing 75.
Okay, second printing, third printing, fourth printing. Here we go. Saga number 1. Fair market value for a 9.8 is $375.
You could get them for 400 on eBay. It used to be 500, so it's come down about $100. It's actually a very good time to buy that book if you're interested in that book.
Huh.
I put it out on my video. I did like a speculation video on it a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
You like speculation?
I love it.
How do you do it? Do you just
I get what I
look
like,
for stuff that everybody's saying's hot, and you're like, oh, I need to get that, or do you like do research and you try and plan ahead like this will be hot because this is happening now, which means this will probably happening, and I can get it for the cheap? Like, how do you do it?
I do it. I do it that way. I also, the main thing is I get what I like, man. You know, a perfect example: the Marvel Presents #6, the first daughter, Wolverine's first daughter, that came out a couple of weeks ago. It didn't interest me, so I'm not even gonna go after that. I don't want. I go after what I like. Like this week, I read the synopsis of Reaver that just came out, and it looks interesting. And I read it, and I go, you know what, this might have a chance. So I got one, and I told my shop to hold another one for me, and it shot up. It's not crazy, you know, nothing like that, but I just had a feeling, and it looks like it's something I might like. So I bought another one. Everybody says Image, buy the first issue, right? You hear that? Get an Image first. Get an Image first. The reason they say that is because usually on these independents, the first issue is the money book. And it's not like Marvel and all these other ones. They're not spin-offs. The money book's the first issue. So when I read something that I think is coming out that I might like, I'll buy a couple of issues of it. But that's about it. And as far as the other spec, if I could find it at a good price, and if the book presents well, I usually buy what I like. You know, that's the best advice anybody could tell you is buy what you like, because you won't be pissed off when it doesn't go up. If you buy what you like, you're still gonna have a book that you like at the end of the day, and I'm happy. You know, I'm not gonna tell you I haven't done that either. You know, I have.
Right? No, like, for sure.
It happens.
Yeah. So what Metarog's saying there, buy what you like, and you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Man. You can't go wrong.
I don't do a lot of speculating, but one thing that I was speculating on was for the Immortal Hulk, and I mean I know a little bit about the Hulk, right? So I feel more comfortable speculating on that than anything else. So, right. But my biggest spec I've ever done was on Red Hulk, General Ross, because he showed up. They buried him in like issue 14 or something like that of Immortal Hulk. And as soon as I saw him burying him, I was like, oh, he's going to be introduced into the series, you know? So I got the first, you know, appearance, first issue, all that stuff. And here in issue number 20, they show at the very last page, they show like a little scene with his tomb, and it's open, and, you know, General Ross is gone. So as far as spec, I think, you know, that's probably a decent one that I've done, and like really about as far as I'm willing to step out on the whole spec thing. But yeah, you know, spec can drive you, man, if you're not careful.
It does. You know, I'm not.
Thanks, Veterog.
I don't sell my book. I don't sell my books, so I'm not looking at it for that. But it's cool to buy a book and watch it go up. I went out and found the Red Hulk #1. I got it, I think, for like $12, and it's not a 9.8. You know, I don't have everything, but I'm happy I got it. Why not? Why not for $12? I'll do it.
Yeah.
My biggest speculation that I've done is the new Teen Titans, or the Teen Titans in general. There's nothing going on as far as I know. It's just when I see the popularity of all the cartoons and with the kids, and then I see all these cosplayers when I go to conventions that are Titans, you know, and then we have Marv Wolfman, who's almost 80 years old. We have George Perez, who's retiring, you know. So those books is what I'm going after right now. And I've almost got one copy of everything that I want, but I want multiples, and no one's talking about. The only one people are talking about is #2, because that's first Deathstroke, and that's why they're talking about it. And then DC Comics Presents 26, and that's just because it's their first appearance. But even still, Raw, you can find some pretty good deals with those.
Yeah. Like I said earlier that I don't read any DC. I did read that when that came out. I was, you know, in my early teens. That was a direct shot at the X-Men, because the X-Men were so big that DC came out with the new Teen Titans, and that's awesome stuff, man. They haven't even shot up. One that I kind of spec on is Brother Blood. He's from that series, and that's super underrated. And he's a great character. I can't wait for them to do something with that guy. But
the only problem is when you're speculating on something like Brother Blood, it's okay. Do I want to speculate on his first appearance or the next issue, which is his first cover appearance? Which one's going to go up? You don't know. You buy both.
You buy both, and they're still at a great price. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
I got one not too long ago with the one that he's on the cover, and I think I got it for like $10, and it's a real nice copy.
Yeah, I've got a few, one or two in the box next to me because I'm the same. Anything in the Teen Titans I've been trying to get. Of course, I'm doing other speculation too, but that's my main biggest one.
The first Terox. That's a great book. What that's Teen Titans, what, 26 or something, or 28? That's a great book.
The first Terra?
Not Terra, not Terox. Terra.
I was about to say Terrax is one of the Heralds of Galactus.
Yeah, that's in Fantastic Four. I meant Terra.
You're definitely a Marvel fan.
I am. It's not Terox. It's no,
it's 26 is her first appearance, and
right.
Then 30 something, or I think is when she joins the team.
Yeah, that whole run right there, that's a great story, man. I suggest that to anybody. That's a great read. That's a great read, great art. It's perfect. That's another perfect little run there. But
well, we've been going about 45 minutes.
I could talk all day, guys.
I was about to say, do we have another topic that we want to cover, or do we want to keep going on this? Because I'm not that hot. I could keep going a little while.
I got a question. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. You go.
Well, I was just gonna say I got a few books I picked up. I can show real quick.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'd love to watch some books.
I got this on eBay. I mean, I didn't pay much for it. It's autographed by Al Ewing, certified by Midtown. I think I got it for $5. And I also was on Midtown's website last week, and they were selling autographed issues of the Immortal Hulk by Alex Ross for cover price, $3.99. So, I mean, I know that, maybe they're not the people you're out there trying to get autographed, but for the price, like I felt like you couldn't go wrong.
You can't pass that up. That's perfect.
Yeah, no. Then I picked up X Factor issue number 5.
Oh, nice.
I guess it's like first cameo of Apocalypse where you can't even tell it's him. It's like a shadowy figure in the background.
Yeah.
And then I got a king size special Fantastic Four issue number 4.
Dude, that's classic. Dude. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. Well, if you're like, I'm a Hulk fan, and like getting the Hulk versus Thing issue, I think I'm not sure 112 or something like that. It's fairly expensive, but for the price that I got this, it's the best way to go back and get it.
Yeah. I told you guys I got these 2 slabs and I'm waiting on a slab. That's the one I'm getting, dude. I got the 112, dude.
Yes.
It's a CG6 6.0, and I can't wait to get it, bro. I'm so excited about getting that cover, dude. I'm so excited.
That's a black cover, right?
Yeah, with the Hulk and the Thing. I can't.
That's such an iconic cover.
I can't.
I know. I think I have the True Believers of that too.
I can't wait.
And then I picked up
his comment there. He's got a pretty big comment.
Mine wasn't expected. I got a great deal first. Oh yeah, the movie sold 75 plus 5. You know what though, Gretzky, is like that book's kind of held its value. $17 is a great price to pick that up for, but I feel like if you're trying to get a good copy right now, you're going to pay $75 minimum, really, raw. Like, I've seen I saw a raw copy go, I want to say, for like $86 the other day. So like that's a pretty good deal you got right there.
The first Gambit for 17, that's an amazing deal.
I'm guessing you're talking about the first X-Men, not the annual.
Yeah. The annual you could get for less, but the first X-Men, what is it, 266? That's $15. That's crazy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hey, I got one of Reggie was selling mystery boxes for $50.
Nice.
Oh wow.
And since I'm going to be saving money, not buying, a stray book for $40, buying everything, and I'm focusing in, I thought I could spend a little on, some mystery boxes, get my fix, of books, and then not spend that much. And I'll auction them off whenever I get like a short box full. Do my auction like I did before. And I got one of those annuals that's the cameo of Gambit in there.
Uh-huh.
I think it's 14 or something.
I think it's 14. I believe it's 14.
Yeah, how much is that worth? Because it's kind of his first, but everyone likes the 266.
Well, I think technically speaking, it is his first appearance, but they don't refer to that as his first. They refer to 266, I think, when they're talking about his first appearance. But I think if you're getting technical, the annual did come out first.
Have you guys seen it though, where he appears in that annual?
No, I don't have that one.
Dude, I have it, and I looked through it a while back, and it's like I could barely even find him, dude. He's like a little guy, and I think he's like maybe I missed it, but you could see him like on a panel, and I don't even believe he says anything. So I will go with 266. I believe it's the right one.
Yeah,
well, I mean, too, but that's what I got in the box. So
you're looking at shape. I mean, condition makes a big difference. There's some starting at $12. Here's one that says near mint, 9.2 guaranteed for 18 plus shipping. Mm-hmm. You go all the way. It looks like it's probably in about the $15 to $20 range of a book, raw. Then we'll go down, and there are any slabs. Let's see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. What else were you going to say, Hialeah?
Concerning what?
Well, you and Jeffrey.
Oh my God, I was going to ask something. God,
yeah.
What was I going to ask?
Oh, don't you hate that when you forget it?
Oh, off air, you said you were going to Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything specific you're going to be looking for?
Whatever's on my list. Once I make a few minor changes here and get it set in stone.
Incredible Hulk.
Obviously. The only 3 books that matter in Incredible Hulk. Sorry, Jim.
Oh, man. Burn. Yes.
And, of course, the first Laura Kinney, I already got the first Deadpool. I'm good there. First Moon Knight, first Power Girl. Those are a few of the things I'll be looking for.
So you're going after major keys.
Well, if I find them, if I don't find them, I'll go after the other stuff like the Teen Titans. I got a few other things down here. The cheapest one's probably a Marvel Superheroes 12, first Captain Marvel. I figure that's a good thing to buy now since I didn't get it before the movie. Now that it's kind of gone downhill a little bit, I could probably get it now at a decent price.
Yeah, for sure. Now's the time to buy that. The hype's totally off of that book.
Same thing with Miss Marvel 18. Everything's dead in the water with that until we get something visual from Marvel.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta be smart when you're buying some of these books, and sometimes you just come across. It might not be the right time, but you find the right book, so then you got to pull the trigger.
Hey, you want to hear about me being stupid?
Go for it.
I had purchased, this is a few years ago, I had purchased Marvel Superheroes 12, Marvel Superheroes 13, Miss Marvel #1, the Miss Marvel where she's first called Captain Marvel, and then the first series where she is Captain Marvel instead of Miss Marvel as the headliner. I got all 5 of those books for less than $300.
Damn.
And I wind up selling them way too early before we even, the movie was even anything said about it other than they're going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And I only made like $100 profit.
Oh my God, that hurts. You would have cleaned up if you would have waited.
Yep. Kind of reminds me of the time I had a 181 under 400.
What are you laughing at?
I wish I remembered the time I had a 181. Dang.
Bought it under $400, 2006. Sold it for a
What's up,
little
Chad?
over $400. It was probably a 7.0. Wish I had it now.
You had a Hulk 181 and you sold it?
Yeah, in 2006.
How would you find your favorite character, man? What's up with you? Your favorite
Hey, at
character?
the time, things were happening and I needed cash.
Then it's good you had that book, man. It's good that you had that book.
Yeah, but I was stupid because I also sold my ASM 300 for like $130. It was 9.8 candidate.
Oh.
We've all been there and done things. I mean, you get me choking. You having a heart attack, Rob.
Oh, that hurts, man.
Of course, this is all before, you know, the first Marvel movie even came out. So I'm definitely not making those mistakes again.
Oh my God. Like I said, I've never sold a book, and thank God I've never needed to, but yeah, man, that hurts. You don't get over that one.
I love selling books.
I could
love
tell.
buying books. I love trading books.
I got to tell you something. That auction last week was amazing, dude. I got to tell you, that thing was awesome. That's one of the funnest auctions. I saw it on replay because, we were at the con last week. That's why we didn't see it live. And I saw it the minute I got home, and I was like, dude, that's a badass. You made it fun. You made it fun, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I think one of the people in the chat was asking when the next one is. When I have books, that's what the next one will be. I sold them all, if you recall. So
you have a clean slate right now.
yeah, well, I've got a few books that I already had with me that I didn't sell, but they're on my list, so I just got to finish that out.
That's awesome, dude. I was happy for you, dude. I thought it was great. You made it fun. It was a good. Who came up with that concept? You did?
Yeah.
That was awesome, dude.
Well, I had no AC and I needed it to go fast and I needed some quick cash. I figured that's a way to get everything sold and quick.
That's awesome. I usually watch auctions live. I've never bought anything on an auction and I don't comment generally, but I gotta say, I think that's the first auction I ever saw on replay, and it was a blast. It was fun to watch.
Well, thank you. If I ever have enough books to do something again, that's definitely the way I'll do it. And now that I've done it once, we won't have any kinks like we did the first time. But we were all right.
Yeah, I thought it went well for the first time doing it.
And John did great. John he was awesome.
That's why he got a Fantastic Four Annual number 6.
That's awesome, man. He did an amazing job. That was awesome too. That's right. That was awesome too. I saw that too. That was great.
He deserved it.
For sure. Well deserved. That was a blast. Did you guys see the one yesterday with the Boy Who Had 7 and Discovery Bay?
Oh, they're unboxing?
Yeah, that was classic, man. I don't know how those guys don't open their packages the minute they get them. I could never do that.
I know. I'm the same way, man.
That's crazy. They just had like a mountain of boxes. Are you nuts, man? Get out of here. I couldn't. I open them when I'm coming back from the mailbox, man.
Yes.
Well, I've got 4 Spider-Man booth boxes coming later on this month or middle of August. I don't know when they'll get here. And those I will be able to hold off and do like an unboxing thing for it. Because they had a discount code and I spent like $100 shipped. And that was it. So I got 4 of them. I thought, no, that's not much money. Get 4 boxes, get a video out of it, and maybe a cool book. Who knows?
Awesome. Why not?
Right? Yeah. It just so happens the Grail that went out and at that time that I bought was a 181. So who knows?
You'll get it again. You know what? I feel good about it. You'll have one again.
I'm not worried. Focus and patience. I can get whatever book I want.
And you know what? I totally agree with you. If it's not the right time, man, books come around. They do. And sometimes you pass on one and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to get it again. They do come around. And when you least expect it sometimes, you're not even looking for the book. That's when it comes around. That's like when you got a girlfriend. All the other chicks want a piece of you. You know what I'm saying?
Too true, bro.
I mean, you don't have a girlfriend. That's it, dude. Nobody wants you, bro.
As soon as you meet a new one, the X starts hitting you up,
And then
right?
the ex start hitting you up. It's like they got feelers out. This fucker hasn't called me in a week. He hasn't called me in a couple of weeks.
Right? Oh, I know that.
Something. Oh, that's
Oh, it's so
exactly how it
true.
works, bro. That's exactly how it works, dude. For sure. For sure.
Oh man.
They're evil. Okay, we're a little off track there. All right.
Well, I think we're at the end of the tracks. I'm getting hot.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I have no AC, so we're probably going to just go ahead and call it. Do either one of you have anything you want to plug that you're doing on your channels or anything?
Nah, I'm a mess right now.
Me, I was actually at the pool earlier with my wife, and my wife gave me an idea. I don't know, I might do my first live show by myself. I don't know, and just go on and show some stuff. But she gave me an idea, so we'll see if I do something in the next couple of days. You know, just show off something different that I haven't shown off. But that's about it. But that's about it, man. Thank you for having me, man. This was a lot of fun.
Well, hey, thanks for being the backup and then the grand guest.
Thank you for having me, man. It was awesome.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. I don't do it often, but Jeff, thanks you for coming. I don't pay you enough. So thanks everybody in the chat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks,
see you guys later, and have a great rest of your Sunday and great week.
Be good all.
Later, everyone.